From the News 10 Broadcast Center, this is a News 10 webcast.
You're watching Channel 10 KENV and our webcast. I'm Lori Gilbert. Topping this report, a Spring Creek man has been arrested on suspicion of sexual assault and related charges. Deputies were called to an East Lake Drive address on Sunday. According to sheriff's reports, 34-year-old suspect James Fuller is accused of seducing a 16-year-old girl who was attending a party at the home. Investigators say children who were playing hide-and-seek discovered the man and the teenage girl allegedly engaged in sexual activity in the garage of the family home. Authorities suspect alcohol was a factor in the incident. Fuller was being held on $15,000 bail after being booked into the Elko County Jail. Kentucky Senator and Republican presidential candidate Rand Paul made Elko a campaign stop on Monday, part of his Stand with Rand tour. Paul appealed to conservative Elko County voters with a promise to turn public lands over to state control by arguing for a flat tax and suggesting the sage grouse could be better protected if the birds were managed like chickens.
There is some argument that things are better conserved when they're owned. And for example, chickens. There's no shortage of chickens. We got gazillion chickens because people make money off of them, you know. Same with cows. And so it's the things that nobody owns that people seem to be more careless with. Everybody owns the sage grouse, but nobody owns the sage grouse. And so there is some argument that when we have more ownership, and I think there have been some plans that the companies have been involved with trying to not only preserve habitat, but maybe encourage the reproduction of things. Well, right now, I'm the only Republican that can beat Hillary Clinton in 5 states that were won by President Obama. We're beating her in Pennsylvania. No Republicans won Pennsylvania in 20 years. We're beating her in Ohio, Iowa, Colorado, and New Hampshire. So I think we can win is a good reason. But another reason is I'm the only Republican that will defend your right to be left alone, your right to privacy, the desirability of having a budget that balances, the wherewithal to actually cut the spending. I'm the only one with a flat tax that would lower the tax rate to 14.5% for everyone. But you know, I get the sense that people came west to get away from big government, and I didn't see a lot of enthusiasm out there for high taxes or big government or debt. And so I feel like these are the kind of people that are in line with the message I'm trying to talk about. Well, I think there are a lot of big government Republicans out there that we've elected some of them in the past, and government grows bigger. And it's actually what frustrated me a little bit about and encouraged me to run for office was that I was annoyed with Republicans who were bailing out the banks, annoyed with Republicans making the Department of Education bigger, Common Core, those kind of things. And that's kind of what got me interested in politics.
Rand Paul's father, former Texas Congressman Ron Paul, had strong support from Nevada's Libertarian Republican Party faithful during his presidential bids in 2008 and 2012. The Nevada Supreme Court has denied an appeal from a local construction company seeking attorney fees in a protracted lawsuit over failed airport concrete. Last week's order instead sides with the city of Elko in determining Canyon Construction pay the fees despite an arbitrated ruling concluding all parties prevailed. Elko City Manager Curtis Calder said the order issued by a 3-judge panel sends the case back to district court.
The Supreme Court ordered that Canyon's appeal seeking the attorney fees against the city of Elko, that was denied. The attorney fees against Knight Peasold, as we somewhat expected, were going to be denied. But the City of Elko's appeal pertaining to the attorney fees against Canyon Construction was granted, and that was remanded back to the district court and potentially the arbitration panel for the determination of what that amount will be. This, concludes a major phase of the litigation out at the airport with the airport apron, and there was an appeal pending before the Supreme Court that we filed a counter appeal, and this happened probably a year and a half ago. So it's been a long time since the documents were filed, but the decision finally did come out. Depending on what's determined as reasonable, the city has accrued approximately $3.4 million in legal fees and associated fees. Some of those fees are engineering fees, design fees, those types of things as well. So it'll probably be a lengthy process going back through the district court, through an arbitration panel, determine what the actual amount will be, but it will be in the benefit of the city of Elko, and the ruling was in favor of the city.
The latest in oncology radiation treatment is now available in Elko with the opening of a new facility on Ericart Boulevard. Dr. Doug Debenham and specialists are now treating cancer patients at the Northeastern Nevada Radiation Oncology Center.
I am so pleased to be here and to finally be celebrating the opening of the Cancer Center. We've had a wonderful public grand opening. I think good food, some great speakers. We have certificates of recognition from our 2 U.S. senators. A lot of good things have taken place tonight. I've really enjoyed visiting with city and state and federal officials that are here. It's been a beautiful day. We already have a small handful under treatment right away after opening, and so the service is being provided. We're already saving folks already hours and hours and hours of driving by offering care locally. Thanks so much to the community. We have been given such a warm welcome here, and it's been a great experience so far. We're looking forward to being here for years in the future.
More unsettled weather in Tuesday's forecast. We're saying goodbye to the month of June already, heading into July with rumbling thunderstorms. Partly sunny skies. Elko's high 97, 98 for Carlin, 96 in Spring Creek, and 94 in Wells. We'll see overnight lows ranging in the low 60s around the region. Same story in Central Nevada, 100 for Winnemucca, 101 Battle Mountain's high, 92 in Eureka, and 93 in Ely. Overnight lows again ranging from 60 to about 64 with mostly clear conditions. Although partly sunny weather and an afternoon thunderstorm, 20 to 30% chance continues for the next couple of days, taking us to mostly sunny, if not sizzling temperatures. Highs continuing near 100 all this week. We'll see basically the same sort of temperature right into the upper 90s to maybe mid 90s, a few clouds developing over the last part of the weekend into the first part of next week. Comparing temperatures from this date in history, it was on June 30th, 1888. The record low of 30 was set, compares to 48, that's normal, and 62, that's tonight's low in Elko. 104 is the record date to beat, stood since 2013, not so distant of a memory, compares to 97 today and 86. That's typical for this time of year in Elko. Thanks so much for watching our News 10 webcast.